With temperatures high and rainfall amounts low, the City of Irving is paying close attention to water usage. The Water Utilities team is stressing conservation and reminding everyone about the restrictions in place. Irving Water Utilities Director Todd Reck is here with more on this. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Let's start with the supply. How is it looking right now?
Yeah, our primary water supply is Jim Chapman Lake. It's in East Texas near Sulphur Springs. It's like all lakes in Texas right now with really hot weather. It's dropping. Part of that's evaporation, part of it's due to usage, but we're about 3.8 feet low right now.
And with that, we're using a lot. How much are we using each day compared to normal times?
Yeah, we're moving a lot of water through the system right now, as you can imagine, with the really hot temperatures. Each day, it changes a little bit, but right now it's about 66, 67, 68 million gallons that we're pushing through the system. We haven't seen those kind of demands in about 7 years, so this is definitely a hot, dry summer, and our customers are using a lot of water right now.
Yeah, and right now under current restrictions, and we have them on the screen, residents are limited to watering 2 days a week based on their address and never between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. How are those rules enforced?
Yeah, we have staff that's available, and we get a lot of phone calls through the day reporting customers that may be watering on the wrong day. We like to go out and visit with them, make sure they're aware of what our plan says and what it requires. And really our goal is just to try to make sure people are aware. We can issue a notice of violation, we do issue citations, but really try to focus on just making sure people are educated and that they're following our plan.
Yeah, and looking at this list of days, there are some days that no one is supposed to be watering, and there's an important reason behind that, correct?
Yeah, that's really important. On Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, those are no irrigation days, and what that's doing for us is allows us to fill our tanks back up. So the 4 days a week that everybody's irrigating, we're using a lot of water, it's pulling water out of our system. So we need to bring that water back into all of our tanks, and we have ground storage tanks, elevated tanks, and keep them full. And a good reason for that is we want it to be available when it's needed. With the really dry weather, we had a 4-alarm fire a couple of weeks ago. It used several million gallons of water, so we want to make sure all parts of the system have plenty of water available, whether it's for a customer need, it could be for a bottling company, for somebody irrigating, but also for firefighting.
And let's talk about some of the practices that can not only save water, but also money on bills. The way people water can make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're practicing good water efficiency, you're going to save money. And one of the key things that customers can do is practice the cycle soak method. So it's similar to when you get a good soaking rain. You want that water to come in and really soak into the ground. You don't want it running across the concrete. So if you have an irrigation system, you typically may set your system up to run, say, 20 minutes per zone. What we want you to do is not run it 20 minutes at one time, maybe run it 7 minutes, and then cycle through your other zones and then come back and hit it again for another 7 minutes. So let that water really soak in and do what it's supposed to do, and that's to try to irrigate your turf, your landscaping, make sure that your roots are really getting that water that you need, and that it's not running across the ground. So just some simple things like that can really make a difference in how often you have to water and then how effective that irrigation is going to be.
And quickly, let's touch on infrastructure as well. Even here at ICTN, we have been affected by a couple of nearby water main breaks. What is causing those right now?
Yeah, when we're pushing a lot of water through the system, it's not really any different than having an older car that you're typically drive 55 miles an hour. Now you're driving at 90 miles an hour every day. We're really pushing a lot more water through the system than we typically do. So when you do that, you're going to find some weak spots in your system. You're going to have more pipe breaks. We're seeing a couple of pretty good water main breaks every day. Lots of little leaks here and there on service lines, but it requires a lot more effort for our field crews. You know, they're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just trying to stay on top of all these things. So it's a big stress on the system right now.
But something we can all take part in helping to make less severe. Water Utilities Director Todd Reck, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And look for updates and get more background information at cityofirving.org/waterutilities.